The scorching midday sun beat down on the African savanna, painting long, sharp golden shadows between the tall, spindly acacia trees. It was a harsh beauty, where life and death coexisted in a delicate stillness. Close to an ancient acacia, whose roots had been intertwined with the earth for centuries, the scene was one of peace. Nala, a powerful lioness whose flanks bore the scars of old battles, stood vigilant and sharp-eyed. She watched her small, playful cub, Leo, who was frolicking innocently. Leo batted at dry leaves, pounced on shadows, his tiny tail flicking with excitement. In that moment, nothing could disturb the peace guarded by Nala's fierce watchfulness. Then, everything changed in a flash. A sudden, strong gust of wind swept through, tearing apart the stillness. Leaves and cashew pods scattered into the air. The ground trembled slightly. Then came a deafening, terrifying crack. The old acacia limb, already weakened by time, gave way and crashed heavily to the ground. Nala barely had time to let out a short roar. With a sickening impact, the massive branch, thick as a man's torso, slammed down right where Leo had been playing. A huge cloud of dust exploded upwards. When the dust settled, only a chilling silence remained. Leo was trapped, pinned tightly between the branch and the dry grass. His cry was strangled. Maternal instinct took over. Nala lunged forward, clawing at the bark, biting forcefully into the wood, straining her muscles to push, but the branch would not move. Natural strength had betrayed her. In that moment, the pride of the lion vanished, leaving only a raw, desperate whimper of a helpless mother. The choked cry of the trapped Leo, coupled with Nala's desperate roar of failure, was a strange sound on the quiet savanna. It was the sound of complete powerlessness. Not far away, deep within a thorny thicket, was Sephu. He was a massive silverback gorilla, a powerful creature who chose solitude, shunning his kind and intense emotions. He lived in isolation to bury a painful past. Years ago, his own infant son had been crushed by a similar fallen limb, and he could not save him. That memory was the deepest wound in Sephu's life. He heard the sound. Initially, he tried to ignore it, retreating deeper into the foliage, where silence protected him from ghosts. But Leo's weak cries persisted, pulling him back. It was the sound of a dying life. With heavy reluctance, Sephu emerged from the bushes, slowly approaching the edge of the clearing. His massive, dark shadow fell across the grass, contrasting sharply with the harsh light of the by-tragedy unfolding. He stopped, silent and immovable as a volcanic rock, watching. Nala was still struggling, her breath ragged, her body convulsing under the strain. She bit the wood, hoping to shatter it, but only dulled her fangs. Her eyes were red with despair, but she would not leave her cub. As Sephu stood there, he did not see his natural enemy. He saw a painful reflection. He remembered his own child, the branches that suffocated it, and the cold desperation of being too late. He had run from this world, convincing himself that emotion and connection only brought weakness and sorrow. But now, he faced the same tragic scene, an unrelenting natural trap and a desperate mother. Nala finally noticed Sephu's formidable presence. She spun around, her face initially contorted with instinctive anger and defense. She let out a low growl, but the sound quickly faded when Leo whimpered softly beneath the branch. She looked at Sephu, a creature of undeniable, crushing muscle. Her eyes changed, shifting from rage to sudden, acute understanding. She knew her strength was insufficient, but Sephu's might be enough. And then, Nala performed an extraordinary act. She stepped back, her muscles trembling, and slowly rose onto her hind legs, bracing herself against the fallen tree. It was not a battle posture. It was a posture of supplication, a silent plea, abandoning all the pride of the queen of the savannah to beg for help. She did not roar. She simply looked straight into Sephu's eyes with raw, unmasked pain. Sephu froze. He did not see a foe, but a parent offering everything she had to save her child. He saw a part of his own memory seeking redemption. Sephu's massive body was rooted at the edge of the thicket. He felt the pure despair emanating from Nala's supplicating act. This silent plea shattered the wall of isolation he had built around himself. In Sephu's mind, old and present memories merged. He knew his instinct was to turn and leave, to protect his heart, from reliving the pain. He backed away, taking a few heavy, retreating steps. Nala, seeing him withdraw, ceased her growling and roaring. Instead, she let out a low, shattered sound of utter hopelessness. She knelt, embracing Leo under the branch, as if to shield his final moments. That sound, that last, futile cry, was a summons that pierced through Sephu's self-imposed exile. Sephu stopped. He could not bear to witness his own tragedy repeating itself through the eyes of another mother, regardless of her species. He clenched his huge fists, knuckles white, digging deep into the dirt, fighting the ghosts of his past. The choice was stark: either live in eternal solitude, or risk confronting the pain to change the outcome. Sephu rose to his feet. He stepped back into the sunlit clearing with calm determination. His steps were slow, heavy, and purposeful. Nala looked up. She did not move. She did not challenge him. She only watched him with absolute trust. Sephu walked directly to the fallen branch. He dropped to one knee, planting his gigantic fists onto the ground. He took a deep, ragged breath, coiling the muscles in his arms and back. The first attempt failed. He inhaled again, deeper this time, and with a low, slow grunt of effort and a profound sense of release, he began to push. The ancient acacia limb groaned under its weight. Sephu's back arched. His muscles strained and shook. Under that extraordinary power, the branch began to lift, inch by slow inch. This was not just physical strength. It was the triumph of compassion. Nala saw her chance. She quickly used her head and shoulder to gently nudge the trembling Leo from beneath the tree. The weak cub crawled forward, dragging its injured leg on the grass. The race against death was on, and every moment was precious. Nala had not lost her dignity. She had simply prioritized her child's life above everything else. As Nala poured all her effort into freeing Leo, Sephu strained, balancing the heavy limb. The moment of greatest tension had arrived. Just as Leo was completely free, crawling forward and safely lying on the grass, Sephu immediately let the branch fall. Crash! The branch slammed into the earth with a resounding thud, kicking up a massive cloud of dust. Nala instantly rushed to Leo, licking him frantically, her body shaking with relief and exhaustion. Leo was weak, but alive. Sephu stood up, panting. His mission was accomplished. He looked at Nala and Leo, feeling a wave of deep peace and relief wash over him, a feeling he hadn't dared to experience in years. He had saved this life. Just then, a faint but distinct mechanical sound arose in the distance, the engine of an approaching vehicle. Then, a dusty, beige Land Cruiser appeared from afar. It was Ranger Kamau Nyiru. Kamau, a seasoned wildlife officer, lowered his binoculars in disbelief. He saw a lioness, an injured cub, and a huge silverback gorilla standing together. It was an unprecedented sight, defying every natural law he had ever learned. Kamau cut the engine. He stepped out, slowly and cautiously, knowing that any sudden movement could shatter this fragile balance. Nala lifted her head, staring intently at Kamau. Her eyes no longer held the fierceness of a predator, nor the despair of a defeated mother. Instead, there was an unmistakable look of recognition. She glanced at Sephu, then back at Kamau, and then Nala slowly stepped aside, clearing the path. She trusted this inexplicable chain of events. Kamau understood. He knelt beside Leo, quickly examining its leg, a fracture requiring immediate veterinary intervention. Kamau gently lifted Leo, placing the cub securely in the back compartment of the Land Cruiser. Nala watched every movement. She knew her cub was being taken away, and she had no intention of letting it go alone. Sephu, having witnessed the cub's safety, began to back away. He retreated slowly into the thicket, his eyes never leaving Leo and the vehicle until they were out of sight. His redemption was complete. Kamau restarted the engine. As the vehicle slowly rolled away, he looked in the rearview mirror. Nala did not attack or try to jump onto the truck. She began to follow, trotting steadily and patiently, maintaining a respectful distance from the vehicle carrying her cub, as if escorting Leo safely home. Sephu returned to his secluded spot. He sat down heavily beneath the acacia tree, his body exhausted, but his mind finally at peace. The images of the old tragedy, the roars, the whimper, the crashing branch, now faded. They were not erased, but but their power was broken. He had faced that trap again. He had heard the cry of an injured child again. But this time he lifted. This time he saved. Sephu's breathing returned to normal. The pain of loss remained, but it was no longer a chain binding him. His hollow was no longer a place to escape from sorrow, but a sanctuary anchored by a new strength. The strength of proven connection and compassion. Kamau drove in silence. In the mirror, he saw Nala still there, strong and graceful, watching every bump in the road. Her silence was her gratitude and her trust. We all carry wounds. We all face moments that demand more than our own strength. But the savannah taught us a profound lesson. No one is truly alone in their pain. Sephu used his power not to fight, but to free. Nala set aside her pride to accept help, and Kamau acted as a crucial bridge. It is the connection, the gentle solution, that changes the ending. Sephu's solitude is now filled with the echo of a life saved, proving that even a single act of radical empathy can bring stillness to the storm. If this story of unexpected kindness touched you, remember that we all have the strength to lift a fallen branch for someone else. Share this video to spread the message of connection, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that remind us of the quiet miracles happening all around the world.
Subscribe to our channel to see more stories that remind us of the